Hi! So I really enjoyed filming my last Rant video and I was thinking to myself, what could I do next? And I have an answer for that. Today I'm going to be talking about season 7 of Once Upon a Time. And this should be old news by now, but just in case you haven't seen it, I'm going to say it now. Spoiler alert! Firstly, I think that this season is completely unnecessary. I loved the way that season 6 ended. Emma and Hook had finally gotten married. It was happy. There was no reason to add to this story. And part of me thinks that the writers knew that as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't be basing it so far into the future. Secondly, I would like to express my agitation when Henry was recast. This is not meant as an insult to Andrew J. West. I actually think he did a really good job in his role. It's just that I loved Jared Gilmore. We watched him grow up on this show, and to me, Henry will always be Jared Gilmore. Maybe this is just for the sentimentality, but I think after having Jared play Henry for so long, it just seems wrong for him to be recast. And as much as I love Henry, what I really didn't like was the fact that they made him the new protagonist, completely forgetting about Emma. Emma is the savior. She has always been the protagonist, and to continue the story without her, I feel like it would have been a better decision to just end it. I love Emma, and I know they tried to write an explanation into the show. She was pregnant. But if you understand her character, she would do anything for a family. She's going to find a way. I just think that it wasn't the right choice. Because Emma would have wanted to be with Henry. And as for Hook, he is one of my favorite characters on the show, but what I really didn't like is that they brought the wish Hook back instead of the Hook that we've had for this entire show. I mean, yeah, I was happy to see his face, but it just feels cheap. As much as I love his character, I think I would have preferred to not see him in it if that was the choice that was going to be made. And now I'll get to the actual story. It feels like a repeat of season 1. Season 7 begins with Lucy knocking on Henry's door, claiming to be her daughter, which is exactly how season 1 begun with Emma and Henry. Now Henry takes her back to Hyperion Heights, which feels like a replica of Storybrooke. This whole season is lacking originality. If you really want to write another show, can we just have something that we haven't seen before? We do not need to watch this again. And lastly, what doesn't make sense? Henry has forgotten about ever being in the Enchanted Forest. He's convinced himself that it's all just a book that he wrote. But the thing is that Henry is the truest believer. So it really doesn't make sense that he would ever forget, because this fact alone would mean that he's not believing. What is the reason for this? What, that he's grown up? No. I am just not buying it. It is a plot hole. His belief alone was able to bring Snow, Charming and Hook back into their realm. It was also able to keep Pan alive. I think that this would mean that his belief is stronger than the curse. Anyways, those are my thoughts, so tune in for the next video. I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever the time may be.